partying. Oh shit. Bro, I think I saw it is what it is. Oh, damn.
Yo, what is up, ladies and ladies, to another Rainbow Six Siege video, and yes, it has been a long time, guys. I'm sorry that I haven't uploaded in 2 full weeks. I mean, it's been about 4 or 5 months since I took a break this long, or however long this has been. I think, I don't know, I could be wrong, I'm probably completely wrong. But yeah, sorry about that, guys. I've just been a bit down lately and haven't really been in the mood to make videos. But anyway, getting back into it. So pretty much, as you guys know, maybe 6 or 7 days ago roughly, there was a whole bunch of info, videos, images, I mean the dev build, there's everything leaked about Season 3 and 4. So we have a lot of information on the upcoming operators, and we've only just hit Season 2, which is pretty insane. Like, you do not have this happen very often, you know, it doesn't happen very often. But I wanted to talk about Bandit, because of course Bandit will be receiving ACOG, or a scope. Now, this of course is just on the Mp7, so the Mp7 will be receiving it, but this is more or less because that's one of the weapons, or by the looks of it. The AK here on screen, this is just a placeholder weapon for Scout. But as you can see here for Scout, you can see that he has the Mp7 on attack. Now, of course, as my viewers pointed out last video, which I made a mistake on, of course, Nock has the FMG9 on attack. And there's a few other operators that do have weapons on attack or on defense, vice versa, where it's not actually from the same side. So this is the same situation here, where they have the Mp7 on attack. So, of course, that's going to be very interesting to look at. I mean, an SMG that's close range like that, it's going to be, like, really fun to play with, especially on attack. You could just rush in with it. So the fact that he's got that is the reason why he's getting a scope. Now, this isn't exactly ACOG, it's not our normal 2.5 times magnification, which is our normal ACOG, which is quite zoomed in, it's nice distance, but this is 1.5 times magnification, so this is 1 times less than that, and 0.5 times more than reflex and red dot. So if you use iron sights, reflex, and red dot, it's all 1 times, right? It's just your basic. Now, 1.5 times zooms in slightly more than that, and 2.5 times, you know, zooms in 2.5 times more. So it's pretty much, that's what it means by the X, so 1.5 times more than normal, so it'd be half times more normal than your normal sight. So it will be zoomed in a little bit more, so it will be very effective, I think. Like, a lot of people may not think so, but that little bit of zoom could actually help you pick out whose head's who, you know, and actually tell the difference between a person and an object. So, of course, if you want a spawn peek, I mean, Bandit spawn peek is pretty much back, but of course, we don't know if this is going to correspond to Bandit. So, as we know in the past, like with Oryx and Doc, for example, Oryx did not receive ACOG on his own, on the weapon that Doc had it. So Doc originally had ACOG on the weapon that Oryx received, which was the MP5, and it did not correspond to Oryx. So I'm wondering if this is the same situation, except it's a little bit different because of the fact that Bandit used to have ACOG. Now, I don't know if they're gonna add ACOG or scopes back to Jaeger and Bandit, because of course Jaeger's going a lot slower now, so it'd be really cool if they did. But of course Jaeger's pick rate is still through the roof, so that would be a ridiculous choice to make. But if they were to add that to Bandit, I think it would kind of balance him out and make him picked more, because I think Bandit does deserve that. Like, Bandit's still of course picked quite well, and he's quite a cool operator. But when you have Kaid and Mute and all these other operators that pretty much not replace him, but you can substitute him out for, it's like Bandit's not very useful unless you want to just use his MP7. So if they added a scope onto his gun, more people would want to play him, so I think that'd be very nifty. So for anyone who doesn't actually know what scopes they're adding into the game, pretty much what scopes they're adding is, well, they're kind of reworking scopes at the same time. They're just doing a whole mix of all these scopes. But of course they're reworking holographic, or at least changing it so all holographic is like the Razer holographic, except it's been remodeled slightly, so there's an image of it on screen here. And then they have the 1.5 times scope, which of course is the one that we're talking about on Bandit. Then they have the 2 times scope, which is Like Capitao and Gridlock's LMG, so the M249 scope, except it's not 2.5 times magnification, it's slowed down to a 2.0. But it's the same sort of design and model, looks the same pretty much. And then of course you have ACOG, which is the 2.5 times scope, and Reflex and Red Dot, which both sit at a 1 times, which is the default. So it's really interesting to see Ubisoft go after, what, 5 years, go and change the sights entirely, you know. They have made, you know, tweaks to the sights before and kind of made slight modifications, but nothing this drastic, so it'd be very interesting. Of course, Reflex is staying almost the exact same. It does look slightly different, but it looks almost the exact same, so it's not much of a difference for Reflex, poor Reflex. But yeah, it's just interesting to see Ubisoft actually pushing out so many changes, especially as of recent. Now, I'm just gonna quickly look over Aruni. So, of course, I did cover that leaked image a few weeks ago, but I haven't covered anything recent on Aruni. Now, Aruni has the P10 Ronnie. Now, of course, that is Mozzie's weapon. So we have another defense weapon on the defense team still, but we have it transferred over. This is the first time we're gonna have the P10 Ronnie over on another operator. Now, this is a very interesting weapon. Like, a lot of people don't use it because the 5.52 Commando is extremely OP on, you know, on Mozzie. So why would you want to use the P10 Ronnie? So the P10 Ronnie is really cool, and I think it's a really good idea they're doing that. As well as we have a marksman on defense. I mean, guys, we have Dogabee's marksman on defense. That is absolutely insane. Anyway, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. I know there is a lot to talk about. There are so many leaks now. If you guys want to check out these images, of course, as always, it's in the description below. So click the links to go check out the originals and check out the source files, etc. You guys can go explore that for yourselves. But of course, a lot of you probably already knew that. So I just wanted to talk about the whole Bandit ACOG now. In my honest opinion, I don't think that Bandit will receive ACOG because they've removed ACOG from him, so I don't know if they would add it back to him. I know that the Mp7 is receiving a scope, not exactly ACOG, but I don't think that Bandit will receive a scope as well, unless they change things over, like give Oryx a scope, give Bandit a scope, and kind of even out the playing field so everyone is evened out, and all the weapons have the same attachments, but I don't actually think that's going to happen. So sadly, Bandit may not receive that, but the Mp7 is definitely receiving a scope. So if you guys love that weapon, want to see it on attack and rush with it with a scope, then yeah, it'd be amazing. So hopefully you guys did enjoy the video, and I'm sorry guys that I haven't had time to upload. I've been working a lot, and I've just really haven't been in the mood to make videos, so I'm very sorry about that. And yeah, hopefully you guys learned something from the video. If you did, let me know in the comment section below. And yeah, if you guys aren't subscribed, please subscribe with post notifications. And I'll catch you guys later. Stay safe.
Oh, you make me wanna talk back to you. Say it like that. If I hate you, then find someone new, baby. But you know